Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode Alpine, episode number 63 today for the finale of Season 4, round number 16 at Brazil. If you haven't missed any of the previous episodes, then I recommend going and check them out. The link to the playlist for this series is in the description below, and subscribe of course if you're new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, then welcome. And thank you for all your support. But yes, moving then to this episode, then obviously it's the last race. We've also got to think about our contract. We've got a regulation change, of course, as well to think about. But as I've said previously, well, I'll keep it to the end of the video. So watch out to the end of the video, and you might see a spoiler about next season. But yes, back to today's race then around Brazil. Obviously it's the last race also for Lewis Hamilton as well in this career mode. For goodness sake, this career mode's cursed. I'm pretty sure it's been like only 2 or 3 rounds this season that we haven't had rain in either qualifying or the race. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think we didn't have any rain at USA or Mexico, and then I think the only other time we had Singapore. I can't remember the others, but it's been bad. It's been that bad. Anyway, nobody's bought any upgrades, so they're all focused on just chilling out the final season. So into qualifying we go. It's good news is in qualifying, where I'm terrible this year as compared to the AI, I suppose, in the race. And there's Cyril, he's buggered off this season. So up to the line then, we've set a lap time so far. It's good enough for P11. So the intermediate, this is actually one of the better tracks on F1 2020 for wet weather. In the intermediates, maybe not so much in the wet, full wets, because the full wets, and let's be honest, no track is good. But in here we can see that we're actually doing okay. We slip to P13 as we come out of the middle sector almost. 2.5 tenths up, make that 3 tenths up as we go through one of the last hairpins of the middle sector through into the F1 2010 corner. A little bit of a squiggle on the curb there. We didn't really want to get there. 4.5 tenths up now, and now we're just going to use the mighty power of the Renault engine in the back here and power us up the hill. We're actually losing time though compared to our previous best time. Then we gained some time, and it's about 4.5 tenths up, just shy of, and it's enough for P10. So this final 3 races we're going to qualify in the top 10 for 3 times in a row. We'll start in the top 10, I should say, because we technically didn't qualify in the USA, but this is the best run of qualifying I've had for a long time, especially in this career mode where we've been qualifying woefully outside the top 10 pretty much all season. Time for the race. After some questions.
Let's have your thoughts. How does the poor weather change your strategy going into the race?
Well, it depends how wet it is. So, I mean, Jeff didn't give us an email with the weather forecast, which should be a sackable offence.
It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid.
I like, well, the track works to us. Fortunate that we are at Brazil and it's raining, because it's good for us.
This team are performing as well as they could do.
I'm going to praise them just in case contract talks don't go the way, but they need to improve.
Appreciate your time.
Formula One returns to Sao Paulo once again, with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Brazilian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his 3rd championship here in 2012, and in 2016 Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7 mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. But it's a wet one today, so grip and visibility will be at a premium. And the drivers will need to be careful coming up the hill in Sector 3, the scene of many an accident over the years. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? What a season they've had. Well-deserved championship victory, and the pressure now surely off, with the title already in the bag.
It really is well deserved. I wouldn't say it's been a faultless title challenge, but certainly one that has been consistent and well managed. Here's hoping they let off a bit of steam today and give us an exciting race.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Gasly, Hamilton, Magnussen, Renault, and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Norris, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Latifi, De Vries, Sainz, George Russell, and Daniel Kvyat. Matsushita and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
This is the final race of the season. Go out there and enjoy it.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm sure, well, we'll try and enjoy ourselves, but it is raining, and the wet weather on this game is not particularly delightful, although we are around Brazil. Brazil is the best place, one of the better places for wet weather. I'm going to adjust my setup, slightly, to make it a bit more dry, because it's not full wet as I thought it would be. So there we go. Intermediates then. Viper lights, and away we go for the last race of this season 4, and it's a poor start. We got underway at about the same speed as the RMS Britannica. As we dive down the inside of Stroll, we'll try and get Magnussen. Not been able to get the AlphaTauri driver. There was a little bit of contact. I did have to check up the heads up display to make sure that we didn't have contact. We're up into the points, up into P9, which is now we need to build on this as we go into the end of the middle sector, and now jumping into the middle sector, we're going to dive down the inside of Magnussen and move up into P8. Magnussen looking slow. Stroll follows me through as well, and up into P8 now in the heavy rain there, and they're just going so slow under braking. We just dive down the inside, and then Magnussen loses momentum on the exit, and Stroll goes through around the outside. Will Stroll get the position? Yes, he does on the exit. As we're watching our race leader now, it's sort of been a very open. This is a few laps later, by the way. It's sort of been a very dull race, I'm not going to lie. Bottas is leading and he's controlling the pace, but let's be honest, they're not really getting away from the tops. The top 7 are within a couple of seconds of each other. Gasly's sort of starting to leave a gap to me, but Magnussen is slowing behind. I don't know if that's due to his engine. You can see we jumped 5 more laps to lap 10. As Gasly and co are out. Nicholas Latifi's out the race, and that's going to bring out a safety car. So this is going to change everything as well, because we're all going to bunch up now, but it's not time for dry. So you can see it's still raining out here. So we're under the safety cars. Will this prolong this stint on inters for a chance to go onto the dry tyres? We'll have to wait and see. But Bottas leads then. There's the top 7 haven't changed at all. Bottas from Verstappen, the 2 Ferraris, Albon, Hamilton and Gasly are the 2. As you watch the tyre wear as well, for some reason in intermediate conditions on this game, the tyre wear is dreadful. This is how I'm not saying it's not welcome, because this is how tyre wear should be on the game. It's just the fact of the matter is that the AI are pitting, so it's a bit of annoyance, but we're going to have to get onto it. Green flag running. Gasly is slow off the start, and we're going to dart down the inside. We have a look at Hamilton as well in his final race. Nothing doing there though. We move up into P7. Very nicely done, and I think Magnussen's got Gasly as well. Down into the centre races at turn 1 and 2. He has, because Magnussen follows us through, and he moves up into P8. So yes, but obviously the tyre wear gets bad. As I said, 74%, that's puncture territory on a 25% race. Yes, I will admit it has stopped raining, and in these conditions the AI are also OP, which is why Hamilton and Co are 5 seconds up the road from us now, and we're just literally been holding on. We're using the power of the Renault engine to hold on, but it's still frustrating that yes, this is maybe the sliding scale that we want the tyre wear to be in a 25% race, but at the same time we can't pit because none of the AI are going to pit, and they don't get punches anyway in this game. So anyway, enough ranting about that. Valtteri Bottas has won the race. Nothing really happened in the final stint other than the tyre wear, and we come across the line for a very dull P7 to round off this series. Carlos Sainz gets driver of the day there, from moving away from outside the top 10 to up into P12 after his engine penalty. He did have some blistering pace, to be fair, in qualifying to be up in the top 10 when Norris only 12th. Well, it would have been 11th, but yes, Bottas won. Leclerc, Ferrari looked good. There's some promising signs for Ferrari, I must admit, especially for Leclerc. Vettel as well. I mean, he did have that line driver start at Mexico, but we'll have to wait and see how, of course, that order changes with the engine regulations coming in for season 5. So yes, to finish off this season then, we're going to we finished in 6th place, 113 points ahead of Esteban Ocon. I mean, if it was up to me, he would have been fired ages ago, because he hasn't been that great, especially in the latter half of the season where we've been consistently scoring points. He's just not been anywhere near. He's only scored 11 points this season, which for Renault is really not good enough compared to where the car is. I mean, if you think about it, the likes of McLaren and Racing Point, the established drivers, I know that Zhou's in his first season, he's not that highly rated, but the established drivers like Sainz, even Norris as well, who his AI struggles in this game, have still managed to score a decent amount of points more than Ocon, and we could have been challenging for 4th place there.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be
You looked
thrilled.
controlling well, we were, I mean, until, apart from the tyre wear, which killed it off.
How did your team respond to the poor conditions today?
By putting us on a no stop. Simple as that. In a 25% race.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
And we'll go for the answer that doesn't affect the claim there.
Appreciate your time.
And thank you for wasting mine. So yes, that's another season of pointless questions from Claire there. We are going to move up to level 16 in terms of driver acclaim, which is good news for us, because it means we qualify for a certain team's contract position. Since the fact we are near the end of the video, I might as well say it. We're not re-signing with Alpine next season. The team, I'm going to reveal next week which team we will be signing for, but I can tell you now, it's a team that's in the top 3 of the car performance index currently. So if you might want to rewind the video to the R&D screen earlier and see which one you think it is. But yes, a season where we managed to finish 6th place. Obviously it's only one victory, which improved in season 3 where we got none, but still, when we've wasted all this time really in our career mode, a bit like Daniel Ricciardo in real life at Renault or Alpine, not really able to maximise the performances from where the car could be really. The engine has been doing all the work, and you can see there that Ocon has spent most of his time outside the top 10, which, again, if it was up to me, it'd be fired. Gasly, if it was up to me, he would be promoted to Red Bull by now. Yes, I know Albon won a race, but Verstappen had dominated with 6 Grand Prix victories. So it's such a shame that Gasly, that promising talent, is being left behind. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for news, see plenty more episodes of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode as they come out with a different team coming next Monday. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.